Welcome to this look at an interesting new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where the map tour begins on this menu, which is unusual. We don't normally start here. There is a reason for that. There are two versions of this map. We've got Via Bark, this version, and then we've got multiplayer Via Bark. I will talk about the differences when we get onto the map tour. I'm going to do the map tour on this version, but I have taken a little bit of footage of the other version. They are, for all intents and purposes, identical. There's a couple of little things that are different. So let's load this up. I'm going to do what I usually do just to make sure I've got enough money on there. Normal economy, intro off, but leave the starter farm on. Well, that doesn't make any difference on this one. And let's load it up. So while it's loading, we have 5 mods that are required, which download automatically. There are no custom crops. Contracts are available. There are 4 collectibles on the map as well. This is it's competitive farming. It's an interesting one because on this version, the sort of single player version, which you're about to see, and the map looks like this. So as you can see, it's actually 4 quadrants, and this is the single player version of it. And I say it's curious. All 3 game modes, the slot count is 1,168. If you come onto the multiplayer version of this, the slot count is 1,166, and I can't work out why. Because here's a curiosity with this one. On the single player version, this quadrant up here at this little farm at plot 85, plot 85 has a tractor and trailer. If we come down to this plot here, plot 86, that has a tractor and trailer. The other 2 quadrants don't. This is the single player version. They don't have tractors and trailers there. Also in the middle of the map, here, if we come down a bit to there, we've got 2 side-by-sides there. On the multiplayer version, there are 4, because of there's 4 players. So what I don't understand is on the single player version, the slot count is higher than on the multiplayer version, which has more tractors and more side-by-sides. Anyway, something must be missing, something must be different, but I can't work out what it is. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you the centre section of the map, which has got a lot of stuff in it, and then each quadrant is identical. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you down to this quadrant because we've got a tractor and trailer down there already. We'll look around all the stuff in this quadrant, and then as you drive up and into this one, that's no different to driving across into that one, or driving into that one, or driving into that one. They are identical. But what's weird about it as well is the prices of the plots aren't. For example, this plot here matches up with this plot here. That one, 452,064. This one, 351,000. Because this one here, if you click on that there, look, that does all of that. This one has a separate plot there, which is a bit odd. This one has a separate plot there. This one has a separate plot there. So I don't know why. Yeah. Other than that, they're identical. It's peculiar. Anyway, so there are some idiosyncrasies. Like I said, there's no custom crops. Contracts are available. What we'll also do now is, I didn't even say it was by, did I? This is by DS Power, everybody. 343.71 megabytes download. As far as I can tell, Via Bark means 4 streams, 4 brooks. I think because we have got kind of river sections that separate it, and these bridges, there are bridges that go across each of these. So I think that's probably, where it comes from. As far as fuel prices go, they're not too expensive. And if you are going to be playing this competitively, probably on multiplayer, you're probably going to set this all up and decide what fields you're all going to start with first. And you'd probably set all that up, buy all those fields first, and then you would start playing. So it doesn't actually matter that they're not all exactly the same price. And then you've got, your forestry plots and stuff knocking about as well. What I am going to do down on this one, I'm going to buy this one here. So plot 86, 74 grand, that's for your sort of main farm area, I guess. And then over here we have got plot 136. Now, in the description for this video, for this map, there's a list of instructions suggested for multiplayer, for rules around multiplayer as well. You don't have to follow them. They're not set in stone. I'm not going to read them all out because they're quite extensive. But there are a set of instructions if you wanted to play multiplayer. But obviously you can change that. And it does mention plot 77 in the middle because there's a lot of stuff that's available in the middle here. Now plot 77 is expensive. That also takes in some bits. For example, this plot here on each one, it takes in that plot on each one, as well as the bits up the centre on each side and this main bit. So it is 4,790,000. So if you wanted to maybe buy that and have that, if you're playing multiplayer, you could have maybe 5 farms, 4 for yours, and then one that's the sort of central bank, maybe. I don't know, but like I say, it's just it is a curiosity and no mistake. So this is where we start out here at the clubhouse in the middle. We've got a wardrobe trigger, and we've got a sleep trigger just over here. It does say there are 4 collectibles. Oh, that's something as well. See where it says enter vehicle? Let's do that. So you can sit on the various different sofas. We'll talk about equipment and machinery in just a moment when we get outside. So let's head out and open the door. So if you are playing multiplayer, unfortunately it's not 1 to 4. You've got plinths for your first, second and third place. Bronze, silver and gold out here. So if you are playing competitively, you can see who wins. Again, depending on what rules you decide to play with. And if you're on single player, let's say you start with 2 of these here. On multiplayer, there are 4 lined up. We do have a football pitch, and this is one of the playable football pitches where you can kick and pass the ball. And the scoreboard can be reset. So you've got your option here to pass the ball. Go up there and just circle. We can pass it. But then we've also got, if we go R1, no, we go up to it, R1 and X, shoot. We can give it a bit of a hoof as well if you want to. Anyway, so that's the football pitch. That is here and is available. I think what we'll do, yeah, we'll carry on from here. We'll head out. Actually, you know what we'll do. What we'll do first, let's go into here and down to this section. So some of the required mods are here. So you've got the Carpenter's old pallets and bale storage, which has got all those available. Diesel pallets, storage pallets, and then under here back we've got a load of stuff. So you've got wood pallets, we've got the sofas, and then there's various different. Now these don't have larger capacities or anything like that. They all seem to be fairly standard, which is a bit puzzling. The only thing that stood out to me that wasn't standard was the roper. And the roper's got a 65,000 litre tank. But all the other stuff seems to be... So if I click on that, it's 8,000 litres. There's nothing other than, I suppose, it takes all those extra things. So depending on what you're going to be running on there. If we come into our build mode, we have got nothing under sheds over and above required. Under silos, we do have a couple of bits there. So we've got that one there. We've got that bale and pallet storage, 250 pieces. We've got that, which is a 200 million litre multi-fruit silo. And all of these are duplicated. You'll see that in just a moment. We got silo extensions. We didn't have anything. Constructables we did. And this was a curiosity as well. Each of those farms I purchased, the one to the side, has a farmhouse that needs to be built. However, when I went around the map, it didn't tell me, with my field info screen bottom right enabled, it didn't tell me what was required next. I mean, that gives you an idea of what needs to be brought to it, but it doesn't tell you, or it didn't do, so we'll double check that as well. We had something under containers as well, so we've got these here. Pet food buying station. The pet food buying station, wheat, pig food, total mix ration and mineral feed can be purchased on that. The buying station DS, that's lime, seed, solid fertiliser, herbicide and liquid fertiliser can be purchased from those. Under tools, did we have anything under tools? I don't think so. And then farmhouses, we've got that there, which is a farmhouse sort of thing type doodad. If we come from there and we go to, I think we're near one under factories. That was right down the bottom. And that's that one there. That's grain mill. That was anything under factories. Under sell points, we had that one there, debris crusher. We've then got under greenhouses, we have got these. So we've got these garden plots. And then we got that garden plot 1 which has been added in. So that's mods. That has been added in the garden plot 1, you'll see that. There was nothing under cultivation or generators. If we come, nothing under animals, that was all fairly standard. If we come down to fences, we've got some hedges down the bottom available. If we go across to decoration, I think it was one thing down the bottom. I couldn't quite work out what it was. It says farm 1, so I think it's just a decorative. If I click on that now, you can kind of see another land's not owned. There's quite a big footprint for that. I think it might just be the white lines and bits and bobs for the main farm. That's available under decoration. What was interesting was under paint, we've got these. So you've got a grass texture, you've got a ploughed texture and a cultivated texture, which can be done, as well as all these in addition to. So quite a lot under painting. And then nothing under trees, but under plants we've got a lot of stuff as well. So there's a whole lot of stuff added in for bark under your plants. So there's a whole load going on there of extra equipment, machinery, stuff in the build mode. It's all a bit bonkers. So these first two I'm going to show you are duplicated 4 times. So if I hop the wall here, we have got Bale and pallet storage, 250 items just here. Open the door. And then we've got, just around the side here, we've got our grain mill. So if I come to here, you'll see that's the bale and pallet storage, that's the grain mill, just at the end of this leg. Come to the end of this leg, same there. Come to the end of this leg, same there. And the end of this leg here, or road here, the same there. So duplicated 4 times, we have those items. Now if we go from here, hop the fence, go a bit further around, we've got gas station. Oh, I didn't show water. Well, we might get back to water later on. Ben is just there, round by the used cars, or new cars, potentially. Gas station point just here. If we carry on around from the gas station, whoops, trying to avoid smacking my face on stuff. On the right way? Probably not. So there you go, you've got another one, the bale and pallet storage and grain mill. And this is what you've got. Each of the legs has this. So it tells you this is the one that takes you out for team 4, team 3 is that way, team 1 is that way, and each one has a signpost. It also has barriers and it has timings for when this is open. Was it 8 AM to 10 PM? And it did say in the instructions you can potentially impose penalties if people use the bridges at the wrong times of day. And if they do, then they've got to pay all the other teams a certain amount. Like I say, there's a whole load of stuff there, which you don't. Like I say, you don't have to follow if you don't want to. That's fine. So this is our pet food purchase. We've already talked about what you can buy it from there. Katie is just here, and the animal dealer is just here. We come round the side here. We've got a whole collection, and I'm going to show you on the map, of sell points. So down here we've got this one. I'm not going to read that out, but it is a sell point. We've got this one here, DIY Market, sell point. We've got Noah, who's just around there. Around the side there, we've got a warehouse purchase point. That's your standard warehouse type purchase things. Sell point there. Then up here, this is warehouse wood, and we'll get to that in a moment. And then here we've got Milmond, which is a sell point as well, which are all round the sides of this building. So various different sell points, various different things. This one down here is more for your Bale related things, sort of animal dealer sell point on the side of the animal dealer. So various different, let's say, various different sell points. Noah is around the corner just there. And if we come around the side of the building, we have got just over here a warehouse trigger. So as you can see, your sort of standard things you would get from a warehouse normally, with warehouse sell point. I say warehouse sell point. These, not all of them, but some of them have the gate that can be opened. If we start at the back here, we've got the wood one. This is to do with that Carpenters. If we click on this, now what's weird about this, I think the map might get an update because, oh no, we're alright now. Oh no, it's weird because that's showing a different pallet to what it did last time. So your empty pallet, wooden box for cheese, bakery cases, empty pallet, and yeah. So it rolls through those, but it shows the same image each time. Let's go wooden box 1, buy for 0, which is cute. Oh, it's putting the right thing out anyway. So if you need those for any particular production you might be running, I'm yeah, not sure why. And then we've got the Milmon sell point, which is just here, like so. From there, so I say this is all the central hub really. Walter was just there. I didn't mention him. There you go. He stood just there, outside the main clubhouse. The 18th hole. Once you've finished your competitive farming, if we come around, we need to go around the other side of this building. But we've got the debris crusher just there. And we'll whiz around to the other side, because you probably should come to this from the main road. But hey, you do you. Whatever, however what you want to go about it. Whatever floats your boatage. Let's hop the fence here. So, here's your main vehicle shop. Just here. When I came up to this was the same. This is where I first noticed. I didn't realise in the main clubhouse. I thought enter vehicle. So when I press square, I was like, oh, okay. So you can sit outside and wait for it to open. So you've got your vehicle shop here. This is the reset point for the map. So if you need to reset anything, it will reset out here. We come around the sides here. We've got the workshop trigger, forklift truck, which is available for loading. Again, you can maybe decide if people want to use that. Is there a cost to using it? If you're playing single player, I would say it's probably the only. It's hard to. The only downside, I guess, to it being if you're playing single player, is that it is. I mean, it is in essence, it's a multiplayer map that has the option for a single player version, but the fact it's all duplicated, I don't know. It would, yeah. People will have their own feelings on it. So this is that main sell point, the one that did the fertilizer, seed, lime, herbicide and liquid fertilizer. So we've been around the whole main middle section just there. That's all done. Just checking my notes to make sure. Have I missed anything? I did say it was 343.71 megabytes, didn't I? I think I did. Now's probably a good time to. I've got a little video clip I'm going to show you of sort of showing you this bit and showing you the fact that each of these has got vehicles and the other one's got 4 in it. And like I said, when you come onto it on multiplayer, on the multiplayer map, it's 1,166. So it's 2 slots less with more stuff. There's going to be something glaringly obvious that I missed that the multiplayer map doesn't have that the single player one does, but I couldn't work out what it is. So I'm going to cut to that now. And as I said, it looks pretty much identical. If we zoom in right there, you can see the 4 side-by-sides, whereas the single player just has the 2. Forklift's still there. Then we go out to each of the sections and you'll see then there's our tractor trailer, which we've got in the single player version. We've got the one down there on the single player version. But on the multiplayer version, there's one there as well. And there's one up there. And that is the tractor and trailer, not just the tractor. So, I mean, in essence, yeah, that's the only difference I could find. Everything else appears to be exactly the same. Sorry, while you were looking at that, I wanted to see what it felt like to be in the top slot on the podium. Anyway, right, so let's grab on the side by sides. And like I say, I'm going to head out southwest. Southwest and northwest on the single player have got the vehicles. And on, as you've already seen, on multiplayer they've all got them. So you would all start with a side by side like this, a tractor and a trailer. And that's all the equipment you start with. So then you would decide amongst yourselves, or if you're playing single player, whatever you want to do. I haven't gone onto each of the farms to see if all the buildings and stuff can be removed, and you know, if you're playing single player, you probably don't want everything duplicated 4 times. Oh, that's what I was going to show you, wasn't I? Let me just stop there a second. If we go into this menu and we come down to there, available, so up one, nothing owned yet, but available, 4 biogas plants, 4 carpentries, then all the garden plots. There's a lot of garden plots. Then garden plot 1s, grain mills, tree nurseries. So you can see all of it quadrupled. So let's swing around to the ring road. And we'll take the route out to this one. We have a green light, we are good to go. guess if you had the Highlands fishing expansion on the side, you could have a fishing competition if you wanted to. Here's our Carpenters. We turn down this one here. The barrier is automatic, just take your time. There we go. This is quite cool. I liked this. We'll buy one just so we can have a look. So this is the tree nursery. And again, let's say all these quadrupled. Each sector has one. So if we purchase this for 76 grand. So producing wood, that recipe is tree sapling. So one tree sapling, 500 water and 50 solid fertilizer gives you, so say 16,000 wood. Only 3.6 cycles a month, so it'll take a little while. And then that recipe there is tree sapling, water and liquid fertilizer. So solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, but it's the same amount out. And I'm assuming that what you'll get out, now where was it? It was under here, wasn't it? I'm assuming what you'll get out is those. That says 50,000. Wow. For 45 grand. Anyway, yeah, so this will produce wood for you if you need it for the carpenters or whatever it is you're going to do. Did I just walk away from my side-by-side? I did. Right. From here then, I'm going to go across the top first, then swing round, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So we've come across the bridge here. We've done that one. We've done that one. We're going to swing back up and do these. Then we come down around here, back up here. Then when we come back across the bridge here, like I said, in essence, that's no different to crossing the bridge here, or if we've left this one, crossing the bridge here, because we come onto this map, it's no different to us coming around this bit here. So you'll see the duplication of it all as we go. Right, onward we go. We kind of stopped. I'm sure we'll be fine. You saw the biogas plants in the factories sort of bits, productions bit. They're all 99 kilowatt biogas plants, fairly standard with what's coming in and what's coming out. Nothing too crazy or over the top. Actually, I didn't check to see how much this was. Oh, well, it's up there. And again, you know, it might be you decide if you are going to play multiplayer with your friends that nobody starts with a biogas plant. You've got to work your way up to it, maybe. I don't know. Oh, that was the other thing I need to check. I'm sure when I checked the multiplayer map, when I checked on growth, yeah, everything is ready to grow. Everything is ready to grow. Everything is ready to harvest straight off the bat. Although, did I... settings, seasonal growth is on. If seasonal growth is on and we've got a crop calendar, how is everything ready to harvest at the same time? Well, that's a curiosity, but there you go. I think I clicked through one of the menus and my brain suddenly went, hang on a minute, and then I put on my notes. I was just looking down my notes and I saw it. So, if we turn in here, we have got... So this is your standard gardens. This is the garden plot. And these are purchasable. If we buy that. So that will do your standard crop types. So that's your first one. We've already seen the tree nursery. We purchased one of those. So that's your garden plot. And then we've got garden plot 1. And we've got 2 of those on here. I know, the garden plot 1, 2 of. So 1 standard garden plot and then 2 garden plot 1s. 1 there and 1 over there. If we click on these are 20 grand to buy. And these do blueberries, cranberries, josterberries? Is it josterberries? Sea buckthornberry and white currants. Seed, solid fertiliser and water in. And you can run those productions. You've got Bale and pallet storage, 250 just there. And like I said, these plots that we're on now, these are only purchasable. You can buy the productions, as we've just seen, the greenhouses, but the land to be owned It's owned by Plot 77 in the middle. I know I'm repeating myself, but just to, you know, just to clarify. So what we're going to do now is swing around, go back down our little side road, out onto the main road. We're going to sweep around. So as we swing around the bottom section of this, past all the fields that are out here, we've got another garden plot coming up. Where is it? Past it? No, just here. So another garden plot there. That's a standard garden plot to purchase if you want to purchase that. As we come around the bottom of the map, we'll come to the, I guess, the main farm bit. I'm curious to see whether or not I'll have those options or not. So I say each of the farms has the same. So 200, I'm sure I read that right, 200 million litre multi-fruit silo just there. In this shed over in the corner here, we have got a workshop. Each farm has one. In there. Standard shed space. In here, nothing else going on in there. Standard shed. And then, like I say, on this particular version, the single player version, we have got our Fiat and we've got our trailer in this quadrant and the northwest quadrant, but not in the other two. On multiplayer, that is on all 4 quadrants. So that's your sort of main farm area. I mean, let's double check something. Yeah, you can, you know, there's nothing to stop you removing everything if you wanted to. And you could decide on having other buildings and stuff. I mean, those silos are, there's a lot of land, I guess that's probably why. But you can remove them, so you can get the slot count down lower, and it does give you a bit of scope if you are playing multiplayer and you decide on a different set of equipment and machinery you're all going to start with, as long as you all agree, or as long as 3 of you agree. The 4th person will just have to toe the line. Anyway, and the final point, just up here, and this, like I say, this is, and again, you might decide you want to remove these and just have a different sleep trigger or something on there, but each of them has got an ability to purchase one of these. So on this plot, if we come over to here, normally, bottom right, as we get closer to this, it will tell you what needs to be brought first to start building the house. And I'm looking, I've got my, I better double check this. Have I got my field info screen? Yeah, field info is on. Do I need to jump the fence? That'd be a bit weird if I did. So yeah, I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be bringing here. It doesn't really tell me. So we are just here. And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but that's duplicated there, and there, and there. So what we'll do now, grab our side by side. Let's leave this quadrant. We'll just head over into the next one. I'll do the last little part of it like we've just done there, just so you can see. In essence, that's the map. Whether single player or multiplayer, that is the map. Apologies if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. We looked at the equipment and machinery. We looked at everything that was under build mode. Shown you a little bit of the multiplayer map details. Miss my turning. So, second crossing point on each of the quadrants across the big old canal. And here we go. It's weird about the crops, isn't it? I'm wondering. Oh, we want that, don't we? Wheat. Sorghum. Yeah, it's all different stuff, isn't it? I suddenly thought, I wonder, yeah, barley, wheat. Oh, maybe it's just a case of oats. There's all sorts of stuff on there. Canola. No, yeah. Right, so on the other quadrant, we swept around this bend. We didn't take this left turn in. We swept around this bend, past the second of the garden plots, which is a little bit of the second, third, whichever one it was. Wouldn't be a map tour if I didn't put it in front of somebody. And there we go. Deja vu. That's the map. By DS Power, Fierbach. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.